Meanwhile, the courts have always complained about what we call dumping of documents, that petitioners should come and call for oral evidence. To deal with that, under Section 137 in the 2022 Act, a new law was put in there to the effect that if document, because you remember that in the 2023 election, there were results, about 18,000 in different parts of the different, where they had different numbers of result sheets that were mutilated. You could not read them, but votes were attributed to them. But they were certified by our commission. They were taken to court. You remember that when a director of our commission, who unfairly was brought to speak to document he did not make, he was not able to read them. Yet the court will now propose under the 2022 Act that have now been removed, to the effect that once there's a complaint about non-compliance to the due process, to the extent that the document is before the court, certified as INEC document, it shall not be necessary to call oral evidence because of the fact that most of the presiding officer will not be around. Dr. Abati, as we speak, this provision that I have outlined, particularly, it means that at the level of the balloting, it has been sabotaged to the extent that ballot papers, you can now going to have ballot box stuffing, people are going to produce their ballot paper. Remember, in 2019, in 2 states, one in the southeast, one in the south-south, some unscrupulous members of our commission gave the serial number, gave the security features of ballot papers to politicians. And when INEC, in the case of Imo State, went to the court to say that this document, result sheet, is not our document. But guess what? The court, tribunal, upheld a forged document. This is where the role of the judiciary comes in. And this is where I am worried. When Dr. Abayu said, I have been, see, my clarion call since 2010 when I came to the commission has always been on the basis of my experience as a young man who had my first school in Ondo State, when Fagbengbe was killed because of the outcome of the election. And that's why I've always called on my constituents to say that our legal profession is not just to make a living. We have a special role to play in the life of a society. And that is why if Hussaini and Dr. Abadi, you have a problem, you come to us as lawyers. When you have a problem between yourself and government, you come to us as a lawyer. And that the lawyer, the judiciary, must be the last line of defense of democracy and the rule of law.